So let's take on 3 breaking news stories that have left me feeling like today was a pretty good day on the justice front. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So it was actually a pretty good day on the justice front. Let's take on 3 quick stories. First, justice comes again for Steve Bannon. Here's the new reporting from the Washington Post. Bannon charged with fraud, money laundering, conspiracy in We Build the Wall, and I'll add the word scam. And that article begins, Stephen K. Bannon has been charged with money laundering, fraud, and conspiracy in connection with the We Build the Wall fundraising scheme, for which he received a federal pardon during Donald Trump's final days in the White House. Bannon, 68, who is awaiting sentencing in Washington after being convicted this summer of contempt of Congress, surrendered to prosecutors in Manhattan on Thursday morning on the charges outlined in a newly unsealed state indictment. In a statement issued after the 25-page indictment was unsealed, Bragg, that's Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, Bragg said Bannon acted as the architect of a multi-million-dollar scheme to defraud thousands of donors across the country, including hundreds of Manhattan residents. Friends, can you imagine? Donald Trump learned that Steve Bannon stole from Donald Trump's base, from his supporters. And Donald Trump said, "It's all good, Steve. I got you. I will pardon you for your crime of stealing from my supporters." Now, we don't know if Steve Bannon got to keep the money he stole from Trump's supporters, nor do we know if he split the criminal proceeds with Donald Trump. Would it surprise you if he did? Frankly, it would surprise me if Donald Trump didn't take a cut. Well, stay tuned to this one, friends. Let's move on to a second story. A former U.S. attorney affirms something that we already knew. Trump pushed officials to prosecute his critics, ex-U.S. attorney says. And that article begins, a book by a former top federal prosecutor offers new details about how the Justice Department under President Donald J. Trump sought to use the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan to support Mr. Trump politically and pursue his critics, even pushing the office to open a criminal investigation of former Secretary of State John Kerry. The prosecutor, Geoffrey S. Berman, was the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York for 2.5 years until June 2020, when Mr. Trump fired him after he refused a request to resign by Attorney General William P. Barr, who sought to replace him with an administration lackey. Sorry, I mispronounced the word ally. Mr. Berman's book says that during Mr. Trump's presidency, the department officials made overt political demands, choosing targets that would directly further Mr. Trump's desires for revenge and advantage. Mr. Berman wrote that the pressure was clearly inspired by the president's openly professed wants. Throughout my tenure as U.S. Attorney, Mr. Berman, 62, writes, Trump's Justice Department kept demanding that I use my office to aid them politically, and I kept declining in ways just tactful enough to keep me from being fired. So yes, Donald Trump, with the enthusiastic assistance of Attorney General Bill Barr, corrupted and weaponized the Department of Justice to punish Donald Trump's enemies. And frankly, Attorney General Merrick Garland is still trying to dig out. Now, friends, I don't want to end the video on a sour note, But look, we have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing the Department of Justice to get off the dime on the accountability front. So when I read the following passage in the government's court filing in the notice of appeal, I had a reaction. Without a stay, put a pin in that word, stay, meaning a pause in Judge Cannon's order. Without a stay, the government and public also will suffer irreparable harm from the undue delay to the criminal investigation. The public has an interest in the fair and expeditious administration of the criminal laws. Frankly, friends, I couldn't agree more. But you know what? As a message to the Department of Justice, I would substitute the word indictment for the word stay. Let's read it again. Without an indictment, the government and public also will suffer irreparable harm from the undue delay to the criminal investigation. The public has an interest in the fair and expeditious administration of the criminal laws. But yes, it's a good thing that the Department of Justice has decided to appeal Judge Cannon's ridiculous ruling. And it would be an even better thing if the Department of Justice would finally step up and indict Donald Trump for his crimes. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.